Hello, my friends. This is Dr. Ginny Barrow. We are living through some of the most difficult times many of us have experienced, whether it's from COVID-19, the winter here, the Northern Hemisphere, whatever the case may be for you. There's so many reasons why many of us are feeling crunchy and blue and perhaps not looking at the future the way that we typically do because of the things that we may be going through in our careers or in our personal lives. And today's micro learning, I want to focus on the topic of resilience and what it means to be resilient, what it means to keep an eye on the big picture, and also the importance of asking for help. The past couple of weeks, I've experienced a roller coaster of emotions. And typically, when I'm going through something, I have to imagine that many of you are also going through something. If you look at your life in the different decades of your life, every one of those decades can most likely have a very distinct experience or situation where you felt you were being challenged. And if you look back at those times in your life when that was the case, every single time you've made it to the other side. Or perhaps somebody in your family, a dear one, a colleague, was going through a tough situation and they made it to the other side. It's like we find ourselves in this dark tunnel and there is a light at the end of that tunnel and we can see that light. So today in this micro learning, what I want to focus on and to remind you about is that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, even if it feels for you today like that light seems very far away. And one of the ways that we find our way to see that light is to look at what's really important and to also keep an eye on the big picture, on the vision that we have. I want to give you an example. When I began my business in 2016, my vision was to become a #1 best-selling author, a leadership coach, a career strategist. I was transitioning from a career in corporate for 25 years to now running my own business, something that I had never done in my entire life. And I ran into a post. I was introducing myself to a group, Quantum Leap, which I joined back in 2017. And I looked at my introduction where I described my desire, my vision for my new career and my life. And today, as I read that description, everything that I stated in that post about wanting to be who I am today has become a reality. So resilience and vision go hand in hand. It's very hard to be resilient and to look at ways to land on your feet, regardless of the situation that we're facing today, if we don't keep an eye on our big vision, on our compelling future, and what we truly want to create in our lives, even if that means creating more peace, more harmony, and walking through the earth and walking through our everyday in a way that's serene and that lets us breathe every single day, even if it's simply that. And so keeping an eye on your big vision and reminding yourself of the times when you've been through really tough and challenging situations and how you were able to overcome the situations is what will help us become more resilient. And finally, the one thing that has always supported me throughout my entire 30+ year career is looking for support whenever I needed it. Most recently, I'm in the process, as many of you know, of publishing my second book. And even though I did it once before with Fearless Women at Work, this time doing healing leadership, I also look for support from my book coach, Martha Bullen, from my book designer, Christy Collins, from my book editor, Madeline Stone, and my team here at Executive Bound, who has supported me to go through the process of the entire book production. When we seek support, we not only give ourselves a break and give ourselves self-care, but we are accelerating the impact that we can have in the world. If I took on all of those tasks of doing my book all by myself, of course I could do it. Like you, I'm very capable. However, spending time doing activities that other people can help me do is going to take away from activities that only I can do. So, as one of my mentors says, focus on your zone of genius and the things that only you can do. And whenever possible and whenever financially feasible, allow other people to help you accomplish those things. So, one of the tools I use is I think about what can I automate? What can I stop completely? And what can I delegate? And when you go through the things that you're doing today and you use that measure stick to say, can I automate it? Can I delete it? Can I delegate it? You're going to find yourself creating more space to do the things that have more meaning for you and that bring you more joy at the same time. So I know this is a long micro learning, but remember that to be more resilient, we need to remember the times when we were strong and when we were going through really tough times and were able to make it to the other side. Also remember to zoom out and look at the big picture and don't lose sight of your vision and your compelling future. And finally, remember to look for support whenever you need it. Whatever area you're struggling with, there's always someone who's been through something similar in your inclusive network. This is when we lean into that network and we look for support, whether it's a friend, a colleague, a family member, a coach, a mentor, a role model, somebody who's been going through this, who will be more than happy to support you on many levels. So this is my micro learning for you. And if you want the support, if you need my support as a career coach, as a motivational speaker, and a leadership coach, you can reach me at callwithginny.com. Have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.